Good day, people of God. This is Christian Education Department, Global Sunday School Prep, and this week, 7th of July, our topic is Ceaseless Love. 24 morning. Sometimes in our lives, we have been in situations where we feel God, God in us, where we feel that things are not going fine, where we feel that we're being punished by God. But in all these situations, how do you feel as Christian? What do you think of God? What do you think of yourself? And how do you navigate this time? Now, our text today is Lamentations chapter 3, verse 16 to 20. And it's the lament by the prophet Jeremiah about the present state of the Israelites, how when they were in captivity, when it seems that God has forgotten. Yes, like Jeremiah also expressed God during this time of mourning. Now we're going to take it one by one. How did Jeremiah lament? How did he express his mourning? First is in verse 16 of Lamentations chapter 3. In his lament, he described the situation as somebody whose teeth has been crushed and covered in ashes. Again, in verse 17 to 18, Jeremiah considered himself far from peace and forgotten prosperity. And in verse 19 to 20, he expressed his bitterness of affliction and wandering weight heavily on his soul. Bitterness also can poison our heart. Sometimes also we can feel that we are far from peace and that our time of prosperity has been forgotten. Again, we can feel as though our teeth have been graveled and we gravel, or that our lives have been covered with ashes, just as Jeremiah. But in all this, Jeremiah expresses his hope in the Lord. Amidst the darkness, Jeremiah finds hope. And we will explore the verses that reveal this new hope as according to Jeremiah. The first is that he expressed that God's great love are not consumed dead. Jeremiah recalls God's mercy despite the pain he had knew every morning. He said, God's compassion, he said, never fails. Again, each day brings a new opportunity for renewal of God's faithfulness. Because according to Jeremiah said, God's faithfulness remains steadfast. That's according to Lamentations chapter 3, verse 23. And then another expression of his hope is in the Lord as his portion. That is according to verse 24. Jeremiah here declares that the Lord is his portion. Therefore, he will wait for him. When you are also in hard time, you see God as his portion. Now, what are the practical lessons in this lesson? One is that in every situation, we can express our pain honestly before God. Jeremiah also did the same. We also learned that even when we feel far from peace and prosperity, God remains faithful. Remembering his goodness helps us to reclaim our perspective about God. Another lesson is that bitterness can poison our heart. Instead, at this time, instead of mourning, instead of staying grounded, choose forgiveness and seek healing from God. God's love can transform our bitterness to compassion. So, while teaching this lesson, one must teach us never forget to teach the lesson. The first is that as teachers, you must prioritize compassion when dealing with struggle. You must let your leaders know that when dealing with struggle, you must prioritize compassion. That's according to Matthew chapter 3, chapter 9, verse 36. I will see that in this lamentation. Again, in our time, don't forget God's faithfulness. Don't forget his love. Don't forget that his mercy is ever sure. And always consider God as your own portion. These are the things you must learn. Learn, which are the Lord will not touch. Another thing you must not forget to let your learners know that trouble times may come. It may even endure. But they must not forget God's love and to make God their portion at all times. I am Tolu Adeyanju. God bless you.